rolls of rubber, and I used to carry them up. I gotta say, it was one of the benefits of you didn't have to go to the gym if you're roofing. My legs were solid, and you're up on the roof all year, so you're you got a tan before anybody else because you're up on that roof.
Yeah, I've never seen a roofer out of shape. They have to be in really good shape because it's just it's a hard way to make a living. So you picked a little easier way, I guess, by being in front of the camera. Was it weird for you to how did Kevin prompt you into going in front of the camera?
Well, he first time he told me, I remember we were, I worked roofing, but I also used to go to, I used to work at the convenience store with him, and I'd go do the Sunday paper, the Asbury Park Press.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's 7 layers of that, so you got to put them together. And I used to get up 5:30 in the morning and go there with him, and I remember him telling me, hey, I wrote the script, and I wrote a character for you, and I'm going to shoot it, man. I'm going to get money together somehow and shoot it. And I was like, yeah. Whatever, I didn't really think about it. And then I remember him giving me the script and saying, hey, I got the money together. We're going to start shooting it. You got to memorize the dialogue for your character. And I remember being I still was okay, but it really didn't hit me until we started going there and shooting. And I was really nervous. I remember we were inside the convenience store, and I remember telling him Kev, can you tell everyone to leave? People who don't have to be there, can they go outside? Because I was so nervous, people watching me. And it was just so weird because I think back now, it's for one, the dialogue and stuff, that was literally how I acted at, from 13 all the way up to, the age of 19. That's how I acted, exactly like that. I didn't sell weed, of course, but I smoked weed. I used to run around saying snitch to the nooch and yelling, hey, girls, what's up, and all this stuff. And so that's exactly how I acted, but I couldn't do it. Even though that's exactly what I used to do on a daily basis. When it came time for me to stand in front of the camera and say, now, do it now. It was really odd for me. So I started smoking more weed, and then I'd have to drink. I'd have to get a buzz going to get my nerve, take away those nerves. I'd drink a bottle of blackberry brandy and a couple beers.
To get a little shot of courage going on.
Exactly. When
did you get more comfortable being in front of the camera? Or have you gotten more comfortable?
Well, I'm definitely way more comfortable now. And, I got to say, each movie, I would say the first couple scenes, because not really so much with Kevin's movies now. It's I play the character. Well, I'll say in the past, when we played the character Jay, we were shooting a new movie, it was I was comfortable. We worked with a lot of the same people, the line producer, the DP, the transportation people, the script supervisor. A lot of the movies, it was all the same people, movie after movie. And because I was playing the same character, I didn't get nervous at all. Now, when I started doing other movies, I did a movie called The Last Godfather with Harvey Keitel, and I got to do Speak. And I got to do, I just did 2 seasons of a TV show that's on iTunes and on FearNet called Todd and the Book of Pure Evil.
Which is a really cool sci-fi show.
It is. You know what? Regardless of me being in it or not, because I'm not into a lot anyway, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really fun show to watch. I sat down after... when I went out there to do season 2, because at first it was only in Canada. You could only watch it on Comedy Network or Space Network. And then it finally came to FearNet, a channel out here, and then it came on iTunes. But before that, I remember I went and I shot the scenes. I got some scenes and all that stuff while we were shooting and all that. But when I finally went back to season 2, they gave me a complete disc, all 15 episodes on disc. And I remember sitting there watching, in one night I watched half of it, and the next night I watched the other half. And I really enjoyed it. I was like, wow, regardless of me being in it or not, this is a show I'd watch. It's really fun. It's a fun show.
Is it weird to see yourself on film?
Definitely. It definitely is. I honestly don't like watching myself. There's movies I've done that I've never sat down and watched just because I really feel it's funny watching myself when I criticize myself. I really it makes me think too much. So I'm like, oh man, I was horrible there. Or I could have been better. I should have said it this way. I should have done it that way. And so I feel really weird watching myself. And I've only seen like all of our movies, honestly. There's been a few times I've been with friends and they were like, hey, we really want to see this. We never saw it, and I'll sit with them. But I don't even sit and pay attention all the time because I feel awkward. But the only time I've ever watched the movies really, like the jam movies, say, is at the premieres. Like we have the premiere, we go, we do the carpet, the party, and it's like, yeah, the movie came out. And I'll sit through the premiere of the movie and watch it. But that's about it. I mean, I honestly feel really, I feel uncomfortable watching myself. So
yeah, I don't blame you, because I feel like when I hear myself on,
exactly,
I was like, nah, I don't really need to hear that anymore. That's okay. I was there when I did it live. I don't need to hear it again. You've shot a pilot for one of Kevin's sitcoms, which how's that coming together?
The AMC show, the
Hating
the
Hal?
Secret Stash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. We did the pilot, and the guys are great. Again, it's another situation where the guys who actually work at the Secret Stash, Walter Flanagan and Brian Johnson, and the guys who are in the show, are guys I grew up with. Like I knew Brian Johnson before I knew Kevin, actually, because Brian. So I met Kevin at the community center, but I started hanging out with him. But I started hanging out with him mainly because of the community center and Brian Johnson, who was friends with my brother. I have an older brother who's like 7 years older than I am, and he was same age as Brian Johnson. And so it's really awesome to see, not only like Kevin and I get to work together now for all these years. It's like two of our other friends I've known for 20 years that I grew up knowing, work at the comic book store and do a podcast called Tell 'em Steve Dave, which is going to be the opener for our show at Count Basie.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Yeah, exactly. Tomorrow night at 8. So I think it's like they're great. And then now they're doing the Secret Stash. Walter, he's been running the store since the beginning. And,
and it's such a cool store. It really is. I mean, it's down on Broad Street, and I'm sure everybody who's listening has gone in there, a few times in their lives. It's really just a fun place to hang out. And I'm not even that much into comic books, but just all the action figures and all the other fun stuff that's in there. It's just a really cool place to hang. So.
No, yeah, it is. It is. I mean, separately, like I like comic book show. I love comics. And I like comic book stores, and there's a bunch in LA, and there's a bunch. I go into, like, when I'm in different cities, I'll go to comic book stores, and it's a good comic book store because it's cool because it has a lot of the comic book feel, like the books and the cards and all that stuff, and comic book art on the wall, and the action figures, but it also has memorabilia, like, it has the Buntmobile in there, and it has a Buntman and Chronic sitting in the Buntmobile. I'm like hanging from the roof, and there's the Buddy Christ in the back in the corner. So it gives it a little bit different. It has the Q memorabilia and movies and stuff, but it also has all the comic books.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's almost like a museum and a memorabilia shop, as well as being a comic book store and action figures and music and all kinds of good stuff. So
exactly, yeah, no, so it's cool and it's really awesome. The show did the pilot came out and AMC liked it, and as far as I know right now they signed on to do some more episodes, and we're going to be doing more of that. So it's really cool. I mean, it's like I would have never thought, like, back when we shot Clerks, that we'd have comic books now. We have action figures. We have a comic book store, and we have a TV show about the comic book store, and we have, we've done movies and podcasts and live podcasts, and it's really been an awesome journey. Of course, there's been some hiccups there with me and the drugs and stuff, but
you made it through, and that's the important thing too. And I think you're a good message for other people who may have been going through the same problem, that you can see the other end of the tunnel. You can get out of it and move on with your life and be very successful like you are. And I think that's you're a great role model for a lot of people out there who might have been struggling and can see somebody that can actually get through it and thrive afterwards. So congratulations to you.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
With the show that you'll be doing tomorrow night, you always do a question and answer period with the people. What's the one question that you're going to get, and you just wait for, because you're going to hear this one question? It's at every Q&A you ever do. What's that one question?
Well, usually one of the questions of me is how much am I like the character. It's a big question. How much am I like the actual character, Jay? And I used to say, again, I was saying earlier that that was me 100% when I was younger. 14 to 19, exactly 100%. If you ask me 14 to 19, if I was like the character, I'd say 100%. Now I say about 60-40 because I'm obnoxious, but I don't smoke weed anymore, and I have boundaries now. Like I sort of have to, I'm older now. I can't be yelling stuff at women, and and I sort of feel people out and all that stuff. But also, I just wanted to say too is, what we do for the show. This show, the Jay and Bob Get Old show, is a live podcast. Now, it's not really Q&A. It's Kevin and I mainly, again, talking about, meeting and the struggles and the first time I kissed a girl, the first time he kissed a girl, or the Henry Hudson, the school we went to, and the teachers, and we'll talk about the funny stuff and the hardships and him helping me and all the different stuff. And at the end, we play a game called Let Us Act, where we usually bring up a few people from the audience, and we'll pick a scene like from Brokeback Mountain, or from Batman, or from whatever, and so the audience gets to come up and participate, and it's going to be taped. The show's going to be taped, and it's going to be on the AMC comic book show, the Secret Stash show. So people get to come up on stage or actually be on TV. So definitely, if people are listening, remember that. Come to the show, you could be on TV.
Well, the show is tomorrow night at the Count Basie Theater right on Monmouth Street in Red Bank, and tickets are available at the box office. And also, you have your own website that you should give the address to so people can find out more about you.
Yeah, well, there's two websites there. You can get tickets, I believe, at csmod.com, SEESMOD.com is our tour dates and the tickets and stuff. But also you can go to smodcast.com, SMODCAST.com, and that's where you can listen to our podcast, listen to our live network, or go to iTunes. You can download them for free. All of it's free. iTunes is you can get all the podcasts from iTunes and download them right to your iPod and all that stuff. So there's three different places, two places to get the podcast and listen to the live show in the morning. And then there's also CSMOD, which is where you can get tickets in the tour event.
Well, listen, I'm looking forward to having you back in town tomorrow. When was the last time you were on the Jersey Shore?
Oh, I don't know, man. It's been a while since I've been home. I was home not too long ago, but actually, I guess, I live on the Jersey Shore, and so I was home, and yes, Highland, I've been back maybe 6 months ago or so. I was thinking, for some reason, automatically, I was thinking Seaside Heights, Point Pleasant, Wildwood. Shoot, it's been a long time since I've been there, but...
Well, if you get time off over the weekend, before you go on stage tomorrow, the weather's going to be really good down here, so you should go down to Point Pleasant and, grab a sausage sandwich or something.
It's been a while, so I like sitting on the boardwalk, people watching, so...
Yeah. Well, listen,
so
Jason.
Definitely, man. If you can make it tomorrow night, come on down.
It'll be a blast, and I'm looking forward to it. Tell Kevin we all said hi, and thank you so much for stopping by and being a part of our day today. Jason Mewes from tomorrow night down at the Count Basie Theater. Jay and Silent Bob Get Old. Tickets available at the Count Basie box office and the different websites that Jason said. Jason, congratulations on all the good things, everything that's been happening to you, and continued good luck and good health.
Thank you very much, man. You have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Jason. Take care of yourself. You're listening to Brookdale Public Radio, 90.5 The Night.